Why empaths attract a narcissist and how to break the pattern. If you are an empath, you have likely asked yourself this question more often than once. Why do I keep on attracting narcissists? Not just once or twice, but repeatedly, across relationships, friendships, workplaces, and even in family dynamics. And eventually a deeper question emerges. Is there something wrong with me? Let's be clear from the beginning, there's nothing wrong with you. But there is a pattern, and the patterns are not about blame, they are about conditioning, psychology, and nervous system wiring. In this video we are going to explore why narcissists and empaths are psychologically drawn to each other, the clinical traits that create this dynamic, how trauma bonding forms, why empathy without boundaries becomes dangerous, and most importantly, how to break the pattern permanently. This is not just pop psychology, or it's not about hating on narcissists. This is about understanding the systems at play, so you can exit it with clarity and strength. What is an empath? Clinically speaking, an empath is not simply someone who is kind or sensitive. Clinically speaking, empaths often show a high emotional attunement, strong affective empathy, heightened nervous system sensitivity, and ability to detect subtle emotional shifts in others. Many empaths develop these traits early in life, often in an environment where emotional safety was inconsistent, caregivers were unpredictable, or emotional awareness was required for survival. In other words, empathy becomes a skill, not a choice. Empaths learn to read the room, regulate others' emotions, anticipate needs, de-escalate tension. These traits are adaptive, but without boundaries, they become exploitable. What is a narcissist beyond the label? Narcissism exists on a spectrum. This video focuses on the pathological narcissistic traits such as lack of emotional empathy, fragile self-esteem, deep shame, need for validation and control, fear of abandonment, and masked as grandiosity. Contrary to popular beliefs, narcissists are not confident. They are regulated externally. They require attention, admiration, emotional reactions, and validation. This is known clinically as narcissistic supply, where empaths regulate internally, narcissists regulate externally. That difference is the key to the attraction. The psychological magnet why they find each other. Empaths and narcissists are drawn to each other because they unconsciously complete a dysfunctional emotional circuit. Empaths offer emotional presence, understanding, validation, patience, forgiveness. Narcissists seek emotional regulation, validation, attention, control, identity reinforcement. At first, it feels like chemistry, but it's not a chemistry. It is a complementary trauma wiring. The empath feels I'm finally needed. I can help them. They just need maybe a little bit more of love. The narcissist feels this person can stabilize me. They see me. I can be myself here. But the cost is asymmetrical. Trauma bonding, how the pattern locks in. Trauma bonding forms through intermittent reinforcement. The narcissist alternates between idealization, devaluation, withdrawal, re-engagement, and this creates a dopamine cortisol loop in the empath's nervous system. The empath begins to associate relief with reconciliation, pain with love, anxiety with attachment. This is not weakness, it is a neurobiology, and over time, the empath becomes hypervigilant, self-blaming, emotionally exhausted, addicted to hope. The bond feels intense, but intensity is not intimacy. Why empaths stay too long? Empaths often stay because they see potential instead of patterns. They intellectualize abuse. They confuse compassion with self-sacrifice. They fear becoming cold or selfish. Many empaths were conditioned to believe that love requires endurance, living equals failure, and understanding equals tolerance. But healing does not come from understanding the narcissist. Healing comes from understanding yourself. How the pattern repeats itself again and again and again. If unaddressed, empaths often repeat the same patterns again with different personalities, different patterns, with the same emotional outcome. Why? Because the nervous system seeks familiarity, not healthy. Until the empath learns to tolerate emotional neutrality, trust consistency over intensity, value peace over passion, the body will mistake chaos for connection. How do you break the pattern permanently? Breaking the pattern permanently requires 3 shifts. Number 1, from empathy to discernment. Not everyone deserves access to your emotional depth. Number 2, from understanding to boundaries. You can understand someone and still walk away and be willing to walk away from them. Number 3, from fixing to self-regulation. Your role is not to heal other people at your expense. Practically speaking, this means slowing down relationships, watching actions over words, not over explaining yourself, exiting at the first sign of disrespect, choosing predictability over intensity. Healthy love is calm, not addictive. Now you might be asking yourself, what is the empath's real power? Empathy is not the problem. Unprotected empathy is. When an empath develops boundaries, self-trust, and nervous system regulation, narcissists lose interest. Why? Because they can no longer feel. Your sensitivity is not and was not a weakness. Your depth is not a flaw. Your awareness is not naivety. When this is paired with boundaries, empathy becomes power. And the pattern ends not because the narcissist changed, but you did. Until next time, stay safe, take care, bye bye.